Hello friends, happy Easter. It is Easter Sunday today and I decided that I was in desperate need of a mental health day at Disneyland. I have been having such a really stressful time at work, at home, my anxiety is through the roof. And I was speaking with Rex and he's like, you need to go to Disney. And I was like, you know what, you're right, I do need to go to Disney. So I wanted to take you along today and show you what a mental health day at really any Disney park can look like for you. And I'll give you my top tips on how I make it the best time ever. And as an added bonus, I'm actually here by myself, so this is also going to be how to do a Disney park solo, because I see so many people asking online how do you handle the park solo? Is it fun? Is it awkward? And I'm just gonna take you through my day, give you my tips on how to have a mental health day at Disneyland and how to do it solo. So I hope that you'll come along with me today, and I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so tip number one. If you're coming to the parks for a mental health day, don't set an agenda. That's my first tip for you. This is really important because the whole point of taking a mental health day is so that you walk away feeling refreshed, happy, less anxiety, less stress. So if you set too many expectations for yourself when you come to the park, I have to go on all the rides, I have to try this treat, I need to stay for fireworks, you're probably going to end up stressing yourself out too much. I'm going to take my time. I have no agenda. There's nothing that I feel like I need to do. I'm just here to enjoy being at the park, to enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the beautiful views. And if I go on some rides and I have a few treats along the way, then it's a double win, or triple win, I guess. Tip number two, take a minute to enjoy the castle. Whether you have one of the original smaller castles like we have here at Disneyland in California, or you have one of those big majestic castles like Cinderella Castle in Disney World, they are all beautiful in their own way, and they are the focal point of a Disney park. For me, this is where it all begins. So I always like to take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the castle, appreciate that I get to spend some time here, and that you're kind of looking at a piece of history, especially when you're at Disneyland, because this is the oldest Disney castle.
Come on, everybody, here we go! There it is.
So my next tip is to go on rides you don't normally go on. So I decided to wait in line for Peter Pan and Snow White. I typically skip those because they usually have very long waits. But on a day like today, I don't want to bypass, potential magic. And since I rarely ever go on those rides, they feel extra special for me, and it just helps them boost my mood a little bit more because I'm seeing things that I don't see every time I come here. A lot of times when I come to the parks, since I do get to come very often, I don't like waiting in lines, and I will bypass anything that has maybe more of a 30-minute plus wait. I only do the ones that are basically walk-on, which I know that's kind of silly, but especially since I come to the parks by myself a lot, I find it difficult to wait in lines by myself. So that brings me to my next tip for you. If you're having a solo mental health day at Disneyland, bring a book. I like to download a few books from my phone, and I will just read them while I wait in line. It really helps pass the time quickly, and I enjoy reading, so it brings me extra joy. If reading isn't your thing, maybe bring some headphones and listen to a podcast, or you can download like a TV show or a movie to watch while you wait in line, if you do that, you'll find that the waits, they fly by. So what is really like a 30-45 minute wait might actually feel like a 10-minute wait. To start off, I got my usual, the Outer Rim, which is very similar to a tropical margarita, and it's topped with that exotic fruit puree that you see there. And then it is rimmed with black salt. This is one of my absolute favorite drinks. I get it every time I come into Oga's. I decided to try something new this time as well, so I got the Tarkanian Night Flower, which is very similar to a mule. It has elderflower liqueur and lots of ginger. It was definitely heavy on the ginger side, but I really enjoyed it.
I was told that the flower is edible, so I'm going to eat it. It's supposed to be really good.
This may be your first time here, but it's mine too. Let's get to cruising altitude with a tribute to a song that swept the galaxy.
So my next tip is that you should take some time to grab a drink or a snack in an air conditioning location. So you want to get out of the sun for a little bit, you want to have that AC blowing on you, and you just want to take a little time to relax. Even if you didn't do any rides when you got here, you still did a lot of walking to come from whatever parking structure you were parked at or hotel that you walked from. And it is very easy to get a little overheated and a little tired before you even have done anything at the parks. So take some time, grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever you like, even if it's on another planet like I just did, and relax a little bit. My favorite place right now to cool down and relax and just kind of like reset when I'm at the parks is Oga's Cantina. Now, I don't know if what I'm about to tell you is the same for the Hollywood Studios version in Disney World, but out here, if you can't get a reservation, it doesn't mean that it's a lost hope. You can actually almost always get a walk-up, especially if you're going like earlier in the morning. The later it gets in the day, it's a little harder to get that walk-up because more people want to grab like a drink or chill out at the bar. And a lot of people tend to do rides like first thing in the morning. But if you come here, like I think I got here about 9, got to like Batu around 9, and I was able to join the wait list, and I got in within 5 minutes. I haven't booked a reservation for Oga's in probably about a year since it opened, really, and I get in every time I want to. Even if it says the wait list is full, if you keep trying, a lot of times you can sneak in there. So that's my recommendation for you.
Goodness gracious!
So I want to bring you back to point number 1, where I said don't set expectations for yourself. And this was especially true today because my absolute favorite ride, as you all know, is the Haunted Mansion. And I try to go on it every time I'm here, but it is now 10:30 and the ride has been closed since park opening. So if I had set an expectation for myself that I absolutely had to go on the Haunted Mansion today, I'd be really disappointed, and it would put me in a negative mood, which is the exact opposite of what today's supposed to be about. Today is all about a mental reset mental health day, trying to find like peace and happiness in a really stressful time in my life. And if I came here and I was like, I absolutely have to ride the Haunted Mansion, I won't be happy unless I ride the Haunted Mansion. Can you imagine how disappointed I'd be? Especially after driving an hour to get here. I'd be so bummed. And then it would pretty much squash any hope I have of being joyful today. So since I came here and I said, no expectations, I have no rides that I need to go on, there's nothing that I need to do, I'm perfectly okay with the fact that Haunted Mansion is closed. Of course, I'd love to go on it, but I'll go on it next time. And what I'm showing you here is a ton of scaffolding and walls and things like that. So they're redoing this whole little area around Pirates. I know they took out some old trees. They were doing some of the courtyard here, which there used to be just like a really big planter. Now it's just walls, but it should be opening up soon. What's nice though is it makes all these little shops around here pretty quiet, so maybe we'll take a minute to check out the Haunted Mansion shop. I don't think there's anything new. I actually have pretty much everything on this wall. Also, since we get the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay over the holiday period, our Haunted Mansion shop has a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. So if you're a big fan, you can find some really cool stuff here. This top's pretty fun. This dress is new. It's Her Universe. So you probably find it online too if you go to heruniverse.com. And it's got pockets. I really like this t-shirt. It's got all the little like cutouts. Be fun to wear that over like a really bright tank top. Got the canoes going. My friend Erin and I always joke with her daughters that we're going to do the canoes, but it's becoming less of a joke and more of like, when is this going to happen? Next on my list is take some time to stop and smell the roses. And I don't actually mean stop and smell the roses, especially if you have severe spring allergies like I do. But there are so many beautiful sights throughout Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, just the Disneyland Resort really. And so many people don't take the time to really enjoy all the different little details that Disney adds, especially at springtime. There are so many beautiful garden beds, and it's so easy just to skip over them and just go straight to the rides or straight to your favorite snack. But take time to enjoy those little details. You might see something you haven't seen before. Okay, next on my list on how to have the perfect mental health day at Disneyland is to buy yourself a souvenir. A lot of times you go to the park, especially if you have kids, you tend to buy stuff for other people, but today you need to buy something for yourself. So that's what I did. I added to my ear collection. I already have way too many ears, more than I even need to wear, but I collect them, they make me happy, so I bought myself some ears today just to really make sure that this mental health solo day at Disneyland is perfect. And look at how cute these are. So they have a whole new limoncello Italian line for your kitchen. I'm obsessed with all of it. I'm gonna check out the home store. I'm hoping that they have it there because Disneyland's getting a little crazy, and I'm probably gonna pick up a few things for our kitchen. But in the meantime, I got myself these awesome limoncello ears, and I don't know if it's on this side. I think it is. I feel the embroidery. It says saluti, which means, that's basically their way of saying cheers in Italian. You may hear it said as like salute, which is like a greeting. Saluti is like the plural. And then if you're from Jersey like I am, they just say salute. They don't even bother with the last syllable. So I've gone on a few rides. I had a drink. I did some shopping. My next tip is to have a sit-down meal, especially if you're solo. I know a lot of times when people come to the park solo for the very first time, it is a little daunting or scary to have a meal by yourself, but it's one of my favorite things to do. You don't have to talk to anyone, which is kind of hard to do when you're eating anyway. You can just read a book on your phone, or you can browse the internet, or you can take in the scenery. And a lot of times, when I'm here by myself, I make really good conversations with either the other cast members or with other people sitting near me. Like, I actually had a really great conversation with a gentleman at the Oga's Cantina. So that's why I didn't film that much, and it was really nice. And that wouldn't have happened had I been in a big group. And I'm sorry I keep doing this, but my hair keeps getting stuck in my mouth. So I'm gonna go try to find a place in downtown Disney to eat at. I'm gonna try somewhere new maybe, and if I can't get into anywhere new, I'm just gonna do my usual favorite at Splitsville, because it's almost always easy to get in there last minute because it's so big and they have a lot of tables. So I don't know where I'm gonna eat. That's kind of half the fun, so let's see what happens. I'm having the Emerald Crush at the Umbra Bar. This Umbra Bar Cafe is literally smack dab in the middle of downtown Disney. So if you've ever passed this little bar, it's got an actual bar where you can get pretty much probably any cocktail. It looks like it has a full bar behind, I'm saying bar a lot. It's got a full bar, all the cocktails you can probably want. And they have a lot of really fun ones on the menu. So I asked for a recommendation between a few, and I got the Emerald Crush, which is Tito's handmade vodka, fresh agave, lime juice, and fresh kiwi. Super refreshing on this warm day. And while it is warm, it's actually the perfect weather. I'm sitting in the shade outside, and it's kind of the perfect Easter so far. So I got the fish tacos, because fish tacos are probably my favorite thing ever. So I find it a little unusual. It's served with sweet potato fries, but I just snuck one, and they are really, really good. I like that they're super thin. It keeps them nice and crispy. Sometimes they can get soggy. So that's the Umbra Bar, literally just smack dab in the middle of downtown Disney. My next tip for you is to do some shopping. I feel like a lot of times when you come to the park, especially if you're with a big group of people, the main importance is to get all the rides in, and that doesn't always make for the best mental health reset day, because it can get a little crazy. It also means you don't really get a lot of time to check out the shops. And there's always new merch. Plus you never know what fun magical stuff you're going to find for your house. It could change your world. I didn't realize that there was clothing to this new limoncello line. I'm obsessed with it. Look how cute is this little bag? I love that they have stuff like this here at Disneyland, because I feel like this is definitely an Epcot line. And it's like a really subtle Disney, right? Like there's definitely Mickeys on there, but they're not in your face. And I love limoncello, and I love everything Italian, so I am absolutely obsessed with this. While we're talking World Pavilions, they brought some of the English stuff over here from the England Pavilion, and how beautiful are these ears? Now, I actually lived in London for like 5 years, so I have a soft spot for all things England. I might have to pick those up. They also have this really cute hoodie. And that's pretty much a wrap on my day. I've been here for about 5 hours, so nothing too crazy, but I don't feel stressed. I'm not exhausted from too much running around or standing in long lines. I'm in a really good mood despite the heavy crowds. And I think it was kind of the perfect little morning/early afternoon getaway for me.
Hello, so you may notice this isn't Disneyland. I'm back at home, and the reason why I'm filming my final tip from here is because it just got so crazy in the parks. And when I'm vlogging, I don't like to vlog with too many people directly in the camera. I just try to respect people's privacy. Like, I already know that I'm filming a lot of people just when I'm walking through the parks, but when it's crazy busy and I can't even find somewhere to stand where I'm not like kind of getting someone in the background, I don't like to do that. So I wanted to come home first and then finish this video off. So my final tip for you on how to have the best mental health solo day at a Disney park is to do things that make you happy. So if all the things I put on my list before this aren't your cup of tea, that's fine. The point is that you're supposed to find things that bring you joy and focus on those. A lot of times when you go to parks with other people, which I'm not knocking because I love going to parks with other people, I love getting to share in that magic with my friends and my family. But when you go with other people, especially if you're going in large groups, you don't always get to focus on what your favorite things are. You're kind of like surveying the group and saying like, hey, what do you want to do next? What's your favorite thing that you want to do? But when you go by yourself, you get to do just the things that you love. So if there's a ride or a show that is just one of your favorite things ever, you never get to do it, make sure you take the time to do that on your solo mental health Disney day, because it'll bring you so much joy. The little things like that are what really makes me happy. Those are my top 10 tips for you on how to have the best mental health day or solo day or both of those in combo at any Disney park. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I really enjoyed trying the Umbra Cafe and Bar in downtown Disney for the first time. I had a great time. I had a great time taking you all with me. If you are enjoying these videos and you like coming along with me at Disneyland, Disney World, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button so that you can come along for more adventures with us. And I hope that you have a magical day, because remember, magic is out there, and make sure you go and find yours. Oh, that's really cool.